If you don't know, Rebirth Island has finally come to Warzone 2. And with this comes an extreme increase of players that played Warzone just for Rebirth. And just a spoiler warning for those who haven't played yet, it is not the same as before. You see, if you played old Rebirth, you would know that there were some common rules most people abided by. For example, riot shields and all melee weapons were heavily frowned upon. Along with this, people generally didn't like third partying, but it was expected you would at least have the decency to push and have a fair fight like a man. And people in the lobby would actually team to punish certain playstyles. But it wasn't always like this. In Verdansk, it was basically a 100% chance you would get sniped if you moved out of the little building you were camping in. But people still didn't like riot shields. Now the reason people didn't care as much in Verdansk was because there was an actual punishment to dying. You would either have to sit out the whole game or wait like 10 minutes to get bought back. By contrast, in Rebirth, you mostly just have to wait a 30-second respawn timer. This makes a lot of frowned upon strategies even worse because it doesn't even really benefit you and makes the game exponentially worse for everybody else. All in all, with the agreed upon rules, the game was very fun because everybody was on a fair playing field. Then, Warzone 2 came out. Now without Rebirth, all of these agreed upon rules were thrown out of the window. Everybody was back to camping, using annoying weapons, and sometimes even using riot shields. But finally, Rebirth came back. Now all of the Rebirth demons came back so they could play their favorite map. But the common rules never came back. All of the Christmas kids that started in Al Mazrah never really learned how to play Rebirth. And not all of the Warzone players came back to teach them. This leads to games where there are multiple different squads left in the tiniest circle you've ever seen. It also leads to some of the funniest and most frustrating deaths you've ever seen. Now, just to show you what I mean, I'm just going to show you one game I play with my friends that I think exemplifies this. Also, like and subscribe because I'm only 5 subscribers away from passing Pyro.
Let's invite all the boys over and have a slumber party where we all do 7 minutes in heaven.
We landed at the best landing spot on the map. This tiny little dock. You see, this little spot has an ammo resupply, loads of crates, and a secret underground area with tons of legendary crates. Anyways, enough of me flexing my landing spot. I got into my first gunfight right after landing with my friend. It didn't take long for us to rotate to industry. You don't have the Andrew Tate mindset.
More money than you.
You do not have the Andrew Tate mindset. And not long after that, we got our loadouts. And of course, somebody tried to camp it so we couldn't get it.
Oh my goodness! I knew it.
He will not push us, bro. I'm telling you, those kids, they never push anything. They're just like shooting at you and then running away. Then finally, my first real fight. Beam that kid. Holy crap, that dude's almost dead. Yoink! Thanks for all your teammates' loot.
You landing on you,
Let's get on me. I'm already fighting somebody. Help! Help! Bro, it wouldn't switch to my shotgun, bro. Okay, dude. What the Sigma? This guy is literally a beta AF. This kid's not even gonna peek me? You didn't even have the decency to peek me after shooting at me. Precision coming on me. Anyways, we were getting absolutely teamed on by like 5 different people. We just fought. There's the kids on Baya. And then there's the kids that just precisioned me. Like, brother!
Get right here.
I'm trying to get my loadie. Can you calm down? Calm down.
Okay.
Down two, down two, down two. Tell this nerd to stop shooting me.
Upstairs.
Where am I getting spotted? This is multiple different squads all aiming at one dude. And this is my problem with the game. Oh my goodness! Look at how long I was pinned here because people were just waiting for me to move an inch. But you know, I'm extremely arrogant, so I just had to get revenge. Yeah, I'm not gonna let them just get away. Okay, there's a kid just landed on you. And there's a kid just shooting at me. Where does he think he is?
I'm dead.
Yeah. They're still alive. There's a nerd. Help, there's a nerd on me. He's touching me.
Oh, bro. Get after him. shot to the left.
Down. Oh my goodness. Of course this kid's not down.
Another guy.
Suck my wiener! Okay, there's a kid landing on us. Nice. Dead.
He's getting beamed.
Okay, down. Another.
He's under, bro. Like.
After smoking those kids, we rotated to prison so we could prepare for the end game. But sadly, my altruism led me to protect the dude landing instead of just killing him. Almost downed one prison roof. I don't even know I should have beamed the dude out the air with them. Free kill.
Yeah,
I'm sorry you even have to listen to this.
And
I'm not talking about come to you. I'm talking about come.
Got me.
I need a portable box.
A shotgun.
I have enough for Lodi. We just need to buy. A person you've ever seen. Spawns. I'm not even gonna post that kill. I'm just gonna shoot him and run. Behind us. Pushing him to prison, I beam a kid, but his teammate runs. And somehow he managed to tuck behind this little box.
Crack.
I did not see that down, not even gonna lie. I'm buying a Lodi.
You're buying. Why didn't you just throw that in a circle?
I mean, we can get it anyway. Plus, we don't want kids landing and trying to steal.
I thought you threw a portable buy for a second. I guess Morris is probably would have my gun. And yep, I'm sorry to reveal, but my loadout does in fact have a 20-round Dragon's Breath shotgun. But I'll explain myself after the game. Shoddy for close range, so I can boom those kids, bro. Boom those kids. Hell no, hell no. And then the lag switch started. I'm lagging like crazy, bro. I'm lagging like crazy. I'm lagging too. The thing's getting DOSed. Servers are getting DOSed. What? Luckily, we had already prepared for endgame, so we had a pretty safe spot on the top of prison roof. I'll tell you if I hear anybody pushing up. I'm gonna just boom, 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 boom. Nice shot, squad right. So it's just 4 duos. Okay, we need to camp prison roof. That is our biggest and easiest chance of winning. But we gotta be careful of flank. Unluckily, my friend didn't see the precision and got knocked. But for some reason, precisions never fully kill people. Oh. It's fine, I have a self. I'll just watch the bottom, so they can't push up. And somebody tell me how there is 7 people left in this tiny little circle. The good thing is that people were dropping like flies. Likely thanks to the lag switch, making the game unplayable. Oh my goodness! Yo. This is bad. I'm getting... And me just acting in instinct, jumped off the building and made quick work of the last dude. I'm lagging like crazy. Okay, we won. We won even with the DOS, bro. Even with the DOS, we just won that. That's crazy. How do you DOS and lose? That first game? That's first game? Now, as you can see, that was cancerous. Not only did we get teamed on multiple times, but somebody literally lag switched the entire server. But I think this situation is much more nuanced than meets the eye. For example, where is the line drawn between what's annoying and should be banned, and what's a necessary evil? I mean, one of my favorite loadouts has a 4-shot DMR and a tonfa. And I'm gonna be honest, using that loadout is some of the most fun I've had in this game. Okay. It also begs the question, who are we to dictate what should and should not be allowed to be used in a game about trying to kill everybody else in a free-for-all? Like, maybe the riot shielder has some sort of disability that makes it hard for them to aim. Or maybe, this might be controversial, they just like using it. I mean, my loadout has a sniper and a 20-round Dragon's Breath shotgun. And if I had this loadout used against me, I would probably commit heinous crimes at the nearest adoption center. But I hate to say it, it's the most fun loadout I have. I'm gonna be honest, I like going boom, 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 and seeing everybody in a 20-foot radius explode. And honestly, I recommend you try it. It really makes the game feel a lot less serious, so it's easier to just be calm and have fun, even when somebody with an HRM drop shots you. And so, to all of those rebirth demons out there,
get alive! Get alive!
That actually goes kind of hard though. So it says, I like that. Eliminate him.
Eliminate him.
Jesse bad. Ban water. No.
Okay, this guy's got an art degree. I'm gonna screenshot that. All right, nice.
No H2O.
There was furry inflation.
That nigga is watching porn. Nah, don't tell your phone there. He watching porn.